A gruesome tally. Unveiling the silent victims of Neuralink's ambitions. Over 1,500 monkeys dead, all in the name of progress, all in the name of Neuralink. This is the shocking unspoken truth behind Elon Musk's neurotechnology company. A company that claims to be merging man and machine while leaving a trail of animal suffering in its wake. Neuralink, with its promise of revolutionary brain implants, has captured the imagination of the world. But behind the sleek presentations and bold pronouncements lies a grim reality. A reality hidden from public view. A reality of overcrowded cages, botched surgeries, and unimaginable pain. This isn't about the inevitable sacrifices of scientific advancement. This is about a blatant disregard for life, a disregard fueled by ambition and shrouded in secrecy. The monkeys at Neuralink weren't just test subjects, they were victims. Their suffering, meticulously documented in leaked internal reports, paints a damning picture. A picture that contradicts everything Neuralink and its CEO stand for. It's time to expose the truth. A world of hope built on suffering, Neuralink's deceptive promises. Elon Musk promised us the world, or at least a better version of it. Neuralink, he declared, would cure paralysis, blindness, and even allow us to telepathically summon our Teslas. It was a tantalizing vision of the future, one where technology would heal our bodies and enhance our minds. Central to this vision was the Neuralink chip, a tiny device implanted directly into the brain. The possibilities, Musk assured us, were limitless. But there was a catch. Before Neuralink could even think about rewiring the human brain, it had to perfect its technology on another species. Enter the monkeys. Hundreds of macaque monkeys, bred in captivity, found themselves thrust into the heart of Musk's grand experiment. They became living, breathing test subjects, their lives forfeit in the relentless pursuit of human enhancement. But this wasn't a necessary evil. This was cruelty disguised as innovation. The public, however, remained largely unaware of the monkeys' plight. Neuralink, with its masterful PR machine, kept the focus firmly on the future, not the present. A future where, ironically, the very beings who suffered for its creation would be conspicuously absent. Behind the curtain, leaked documents expose a nightmare. The truth, as it often does, emerged from the shadows. Leaked internal documents, whistleblowers risking their careers, and hidden camera footage revealed the horrifying reality inside Neuralink's labs. A stark contrast to the sterile, futuristic image the company so carefully cultivated. The documents painted a gruesome picture of animals suffering, monkeys with electrodes implanted in their brains, suffering seizures, infections, and debilitating pain. Some were driven to self-mutilation, tearing at their implants, desperate to escape the torment. Veterinary reports detailed the horrific conditions these animals endured: overcrowded cages, inadequate veterinary care, and a shocking disregard for their well-being. It was a factory farm of suffering, with monkeys treated as nothing more than disposable research tools. These weren't isolated incidents, but rather a systemic pattern of abuse. A culture of silence, enforced by fear and intimidation, prevented employees from speaking out. Those who did were silenced, their concerns dismissed or met with threats. The man who promised the future lied about the present. While the monkeys suffered in silence, Elon Musk continued to tout Neuralink's progress. No monkey has died from a Neuralink implant, he confidently declared in a public statement. A blatant lie, contradicted by the mounting evidence. Musk, the self-proclaimed champion of transparency, had gone to great lengths to conceal the truth about Neuralink's animal testing. He knew that public opinion, easily swayed by his carefully crafted persona, could turn against him if the full extent of the company's actions was ever revealed. He spoke of ethical treatment, of minimizing animal suffering. But the reality, as documented by those who witnessed it firsthand, was far more sinister. Monkeys were not research partners in Neuralink's grand vision. They were casualties, their lives deemed expendable in the pursuit of profit and progress. The very technology that Musk claimed would alleviate human suffering was built on a foundation of animal cruelty. It was a hypocrisy too glaring to ignore. Section 5. A Catalogue of Pain. The horrific reality of Neuralink's experiments. The leaked documents and whistleblower testimonies revealed a litany of horrors. Monkeys suffering from brain hemorrhaging. Seizures so severe they required their jaws to be pried open with metal tools. One monkey, driven mad by the implant, repeatedly bashed its head against the cage until it died. Another monkey developed a gruesome skin infection, the flesh around the implant site rotting away. The stench, according to one lab technician, was unbearable. Yet despite the obvious suffering, the monkey was kept alive for weeks, its agony dismissed as a minor setback. These weren't isolated cases, they were the norm. The monkeys, many already suffering from the psychological trauma of captivity, were subjected to invasive procedures, inadequate care, and a level of suffering that would be deemed criminal in any other context. The details, meticulously documented in veterinary reports and internal emails, were difficult to stomach, but they needed to be seen. They needed to be acknowledged, because this wasn't just about the suffering of a few hundred monkeys, it was about the moral compass of a company and the man who steered it. Section 6, Silencing the Truth, a web of deceit and intimidation. Neuralink's cover-up went far beyond simply ignoring the problem. It involved a concerted effort to silence anyone who dared to speak out. Employees were pressured to sign non-disclosure agreements, their silence bought with generous salaries and the promise of being part of something revolutionary. Those who did raise concerns were met with intimidation and threats. One surgeon, who refused to falsify records to downplay the role of the implant in a monkey's death, was promptly fired. Others were demoted, sidelined, or ostracized for daring to question the company's practices. The message was clear. Loyalty to Neuralink came before ethics, before compassion, before even basic human decency. The company, obsessed with its own narrative, was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to protect its image. This wasn't just corporate misconduct, it was a calculated assault on the truth, and it worked. For years, Neuralink managed to keep the lid on its dirty secret, but the truth, as it always does, eventually found a way out. Section 7. Broken Trust and Broken Bones, UC Davis turns its back on Neuralink. The University of California, Davis, once a proud research partner of Neuralink, ultimately severed ties with the company. The reason? The appalling nature of Neuralink's experiments and a complete disregard for animal welfare. This was a damning indictment coming from a prestigious institution with its own strict ethical guidelines. UC Davis researchers, initially drawn to the project by its potential, were horrified by what they witnessed at Neuralink's facilities. Monkeys suffering from debilitating infections, bones fused together from shoddy surgeries, and a callous indifference to their pain. The final straw came when Neuralink attempted to pressure UC Davis veterinarians to euthanize a monkey suffering from complications from the implant. The veterinarians refused, believing the monkey could be saved. Neuralink, however, viewed the monkey as an inconvenience, a liability to be disposed of. This clash of values led to the breakdown of the partnership, with UC Davis washing its hands of Neuralink and its controversial research. It was a public relations disaster for Musk and his company. But more importantly, it was a victory for the monkeys who had suffered in silence for so long. Section 8. A call for justice, holding Neuralink accountable. The revelations about Neuralink's animal testing have sparked outrage and calls for accountability. Lawsuits have been filed, investigations launched, and the company's practices are finally being subjected to the scrutiny they deserve. But this isn't just about punishing wrongdoing. It's about demanding a higher standard from those who claim to be shaping the future. It's about ensuring that the pursuit of innovation doesn't come at the cost of compassion. The monkeys who suffered and died in Neuralink's labs deserve justice, but they also deserve a legacy. A legacy that ensures their sacrifice, however unwilling, leads to meaningful change. We cannot allow companies like Neuralink to operate with impunity. We cannot allow the pursuit of progress to justify cruelty. We must demand transparency, accountability, and a fundamental respect for all life. Section 9. The future cannot be built on suffering, a plea for ethical innovation. The story of Neuralink is a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the most noble of goals can be corrupted by greed, ambition, and a lack of empathy. It's a stark reminder that the pursuit of progress must never come at the cost of our humanity. As we stand on the precipice of a new technological era, we must choose a different path, a path where innovation is driven by compassion, where the welfare of all beings, human and non-human, is paramount. The future cannot be built on a foundation of suffering. It cannot be powered by the silent screams of animals sacrificed in the name of progress. We must demand better. We must be better. The time for complacency is over. The time for action is now. Let us honor the memory of the monkeys who suffered in Neuralink's labs by demanding a future where their sacrifice will never be forgotten and where such cruelty is never repeated. Let us choose a future where progress and compassion walk hand in hand.